while on my Twitter,
Oh,
on my Twitter, I'm not gonna recover from that.
Hello everyone! Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you are safe and doing well. In my last video, I interviewed Erunyan, the vocalist of Shingeki no Awake, to continue the music theme and to end off the 2023 season of YouTube videos by moi. The lovely individual that I am interviewing today is Creepy. Creepy is an ex-Vocaloid producer, now an all-around icon, creating hits such as She's Homeless, a Crystal Waters cover, which blew up on TikTok, Karma, Exorcism, lots of hard and fast iconic music that itches the brain. Creepy and I have been friends for quite a number of years now. Back in 2020, before the lockdown, they actually flew down here to Texas to model for my Candy Trap's very first fashion show and also to play that event by Club Kaiju. If you are ever in Texas and you are into anime raves, highly recommend checking them out and giving them a follow. I'm a huge fan of Creepy's music and the art form of DJing and music producing, but I unfortunately don't know a lot about those things. So we are going to dive deep into those worlds and also talk Harajuku fashion, which Creepy is a fan of too. So let's go ahead and jump right into the interview. Hi Lucy! How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. This makeup took a hot second to do. But I'm feeling cute and gorgeous. Feeling cute and very gorge.
Awesome! I'm so happy to hear you. So happy to hear that. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me today. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for even having me. We've talked about it every now and then, but both of us have been so busy. It's like, when can we do this? And then finally, I was like, after Christmas, clear your schedule. We got it. So
yes, you are my very last interview and YouTube video of 2023. So I saved the best for last. So I know the last time that we both saw each other, you were DJing at the Komoricon fashion show. But before we get into that, let's start with introductions. So please introduce yourself to our viewers watching this video.
So a lot of you may know me from a few different places, but my name is Creepy. All my personal friends call me Lucy. I am an ex-Vocaloid producer. I create iconic music, I guess people have started saying now.
Yes.
I'm making I'm making music that itches the brain, apparently. I'm a vocalist. I say loosely, it just kind of happened. I'm a DJ. I used to be a VTuber, and I've been in the J fashion scene since right after high school. So I would say close to 6-7 years now.
Oh.
So
After high school.
I weird, right? I got into it. I've always known about it, but we'll get into why I got into it later.
Yeah.
But I got into J fashion right after high school, and then it just kind of I've been everywhere. If you've probably seen my face somewhere in some facet of the internet. And yeah, I've done a bunch of shows, including some recent ones as the most notable one is of course Miku Expo VR.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I was there. I was in the Twitch chat. Yeah, it was Twitch that I was watching it on. I was like,
I saw you. I was seeing all my good Judies. I was it was very surreal for it to happen. And then I had to keep it a big secret for a long time, but then I had to keep the fact that my song was in the show an even bigger secret. And oh my God, I remember I was at a coffee shop and I was crying.
Aww. I mean, it's such a huge. I mean, Miku, it's freaking Miku.
Miss Hatsune, please. She signed my check. She signed my check.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll talk more about that experience that you had with Miku. Okay, that sounded like when it came out of my mouth, that experience you had with Miku. But thank
Hatsune
you.
Miku. Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku bullied me on Twitter.com and said, "You're
No.
playing the show. You're playing the
Oh my gosh. I love you. But yes, thank you so much for introducing yourself. But yes, you DJ'd at the Kumoricon Fashion Show. You have DJ'd for 6% Doki Doki. You flew to Texas and DJ'd at the event of Candy Trap's very first fashion show and modeled for Candy Trap 2. What is the process of DJing like? So, whenever you see DJs, they've got like this board, and I always see people like twisting the knobs. And I think there's like this TikTok thing. Well, I think there's one specific person, whenever they like DJ, they kind of do it terribly or something like,
DJ Mandy. I think it's DJ
so.
Mandy. A lot of the process actually happens off the board, like off
Mm,
the stage. So a lot of us, we do something called crate digging.
mm,
And it is a process where you are just looking for music. Like you are looking for the best music. You're going through the trudges and the depths of like the internet to find the juiciest, best music. And when I did do some of the show for you, I definitely know for a fact that you did similar things that I would do, which is like dig through the trudges of SoundCloud.
yeah.
Because what people don't realize is like everyone's like, oh, I thought SoundCloud was dead. And it's like, no,
Mm,
it's very much alive. And some of my favorite musicians are there. That's how I made a bunch of friends. Like even just yesterday, I'm doing a crate dig for a VR show later for the 31st and for an upcoming show, which we'll talk again later. Um, and so it's all like setting everything up where like you once you find the right vibe for everything, you set everything up in the sense of like something called queuing and like being able to know what can like will these songs mesh together well, because at the end of the day, like I might mess up on stage, but like you're not gonna notice. Like, which I will say, like, is everyone's like number one fear is like, what if I mess up on stage? Girl, no one's gonna notice.
mm,
Like, the only one that notices is you. You have
mm.
to, even just a few days ago, I was in Florida and I fully messed up by stopping the song by mistake and replacing it with another song, and no one cared. Everyone was like, oh yeah, like they don't care. And it's also just trying to figure out the vibe of the event,
Mm,
because some events will be very specific and be like, we want to play happy hardcore or speedcore or Jersey Club. And then other events are just like, girl, just come as you are. And I'm usually the come as you are. Those are the type of shows that I play, but I've also played very specific shows. I played hardcore shows, mostly Jersey Club shows. I've played one speed house show, like one house show, but I got away with it because I like faster genres.
mm.
Um, and so I played like speedcore and not speedcore, speed house, and which is just house but faster. Um, and yeah, the process a lot of the time is off the stage, but on the stage, it's kind of some of it is reading the crowd, and
Mm,
other parts of it is also just like figuring out how are you going to maneuver into the next song, and make sure that no one's ears are blown out. So when you see DJs looking at the deck,
mm,
they're actually playing with the EQs. That's what you're seeing
mm,
them usually do, and playing with effects. So it's usually high, medium, low. So we'll like cut out the lows to get the next song in, or bring up the highs to make sure this one sounds better, or just it's always per song. So
Mm.
that's why you always see us in the middle part with the knobs. But also you have people
Yes.
like DJ Mandy who just oh, excuse me, who just I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Who then you have people like DJ Mandy who just they DJ bad on purpose, and it's so funny
Mm.
because sometimes she'll do a really bad transition and you'll just see her go because she's laughing, and then there's all like a whole bunch of set of DJs, and
Mm.
it gets so convoluted so quickly because then you have the DJing that I do, but then you go deeper into it like vinyl, which I have no idea how to
Mm.
do. Vinyl is like flapjack.
Yes, that's the first person I
Yes,
thought of.
yes, Flapjack is so iconic. Like, I think he's so cool. Like, I
Mm.
have yet to play a show with him or actually even see him live. I feel like that's a mistake on my end and I need to figure that out like quick. He may have a show in New York. I might run to it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask.
I got to see Flapjack live in Arizona, and it was incredible. Oh my gosh, like just it was so good, and he's so nice. So it's just
Oh
really
yeah, he's super
amazing.
nice. Like,
Mhm.
shout out Flapjack. Like,
Yay.
period.
No, yeah, for real. I really love how he's, keeping this culture of like vinyl DJing and like the Candy Kid culture alive. And also Flapjack's partner, Gulia, they're both amazing. I love them both.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like they're like when you think not Teen Kid, I'm so sorry. When you think Candy Kid, like Flapjack is like quite literally I think one of the OGs. Like he was the one that
Right.
was repping the trip, no the trip,
Mm,
the fat pants
yes.
and like still keeping vinyl alive, him and Basic. I'm just gonna be honest with you, I could never do it. It's already expensive to do normal DJing because some people put a lot of money into like what they make, like a lot of money into like purchasing the albums, and then of course you have the other way, um
Mm.
which I do not recommend. But support smaller artists. I always support
Yes.
smaller artists. um but vinyls is just a whole different show because it's like now that's where your expertise really comes in, and I will always like respect vinyl DJs. Like
Mm.
they're they're actually cracked, like holy hell.
No, yeah, I remember like at the show, Flapjack literally with his foot like did and I was like, what are you
Oh
gonna
yeah, his foot would
have?
be
Your
on the
foot?
no, I think the craziest one I've seen is the Boiler Room set with
Oh,
him
I
and
know
Basic,
what you're
where he got on
talking
his shoulders. Like
about.
I was like, Flapjack, get off of this man. And like and they did great. And I was like, I would never. I can never. But I I think Flapjack is literally one of the best
Mm.
DJs to date.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I completely wholeheartedly agree. Oh, I was gonna ask, like, you know how you have the headphone on like one ear? Is that
Yes.
like the music playing before or at like how does that work with the headphone?
Okay, so that's so some of us have so one of it so the thing is that we want to hear what is happening outside. So what you
Mm.
might not see immediately, you'll see the speakers pointed at you. Here's what a lot of people don't realize. There's two speakers. It's recommended that two speakers are pointing at us. So
Mm.
like if you look at next time when you go to a show,
Yeah.
look at the DJ booth. You're gonna see the two speakers or how many ever speakers pointed at y'all, but look at the actual DJ booth and see if there's two speakers being pointed at the DJ. So it's because when you're on stage, it sounds different behind the speaker than it does in front of the speaker. So we need to hear it too. So some people will recommend, some people will ask for two speakers or two monitors for the actual booth. so we can hear it. Like we hear what y'all are hearing. And so one headphone will be taken off and the other one will a lot of people have a different reasons why they have it. I do it because it's like, okay, this song is about to be done. Like, where's a good point for me to start? And then that you'll see like people start doing boom, boom, boom. Like you'll start seeing people like tap.
Mm.
And that's us like figuring out like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here. And then you'll see us press it, press play, and then like slowly transition it in. And that is where we can hear it. Like
Mm.
we have a cue button, and so it'll be shut off to the rest of you, but we can hear it. So that we can press both and like hear it through our headphones entirely. But what I've seen DJs do, they'll turn the one cue, they'll be listening to the song and like queuing it up like with the one on the monitor because they want to be like, okay, this is what I'm gonna hear. Like what I'm about to hear is what they're about to hear. And so that's why you see one headphone off.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
like a lot of math. I
It
don't know.
it honestly it's not, if you not to count to four, it's fine.
Okay.
It's literally it's when you get into the weirder time signatures,
Yeah.
I'm like
Oh man, that's bringing me back to like my school band days of like the 1/3 or the 1/4 and all that and like oh my gosh, that
Oh, I know
ugh.
DJs who have done like 7/18 or something like that. But like I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, no, I can barely do 3/4 as opposed to 4/4. Like, please.
Oh yeah. It's 4/4, it's not 1/4. Oh my
It's
gosh,
and it's
it's been
also
a
really
while.
funny because like I just learned that some DJs will have the BPM, like normal BPMs, right? And then
Mm.
people will do like 160 BPM point five. I'm like, it's I learned I learned this through ironically Aisha Erotica. She's
Mm.
like a, for those who don't know her, she's a huge like I call her a pop star. She is a huge pop star to me. And like she produced a song for a person named That Kid called QOSD. I cannot say the full title, just so you know. I cannot say the full title, but it's called on Spotify QOSD. And like I queued it up and I was like, why is this BPM so weird? And then I realized, no, did she? And then I put the point five and I'm like, I hate this woman. I was so mad. But I
Oh.
love her. Oh my god. But DJing can get really weird really quick, especially if you're trying to switch into a different genre.
Mm.
And that's where it gets really weird. But okay, I'm sorry. I got into DJing and I've been in a rabbit hole ever since.
Yeah, it's like seriously amazing. And I feel like it's an art form that people don't really realize is an art form. Like that there's literal DJ competitions where people freestyle DJ. And yeah, there's just a lot that goes into it that people don't realize. But I hope after this, people will have a better understanding of how it is, and it's not just like, you have your MacBook and you just press play, you know?
Yeah, like it, and even then, like, what's the biggest misconception? We don't even bring our MacBooks. We just bring a USB.
Oh,
Oh, I should have. I could like I have my USB. It's like in the other room. It's
mm.
like a little USB, and you know the artist Julie Egg.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
Julie.
you modeled the shirt she made for me.
Oh, yeah.
And so I bought all her little chow charms, and it's
Mm.
on the end of my USB. And I think I have like duplicates of it too. It's so funny.
Aw. Ah, oh gosh. Another amazing artist. I love Julie's art a lot.
I'm a huge fan of Julie. I just love Julie. I love all of
Mm.
Julie's like chow things. I'm like, I will say, Julie, if you're watching this, please make a chow shirt. I'm begging you. Please, I need one. Please.
Chow is Sonic, right?
Yeah, the little babies, the little Sonic babies.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Like I have three I have the Chow backpacks and I have three of them. Like all I have all three of them. Hero, Dark, and Neutral all on hanging on my door.
so cute. Well, other than Sonic, a blue icon, we have another blue icon, which is Miku. And we talked about it earlier. You got to perform in Miku Expo 2023. And, I think that that is such an amazing feat as an artist. And I feel like a full circle moment for you. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Sorry, I
That
had
was a
to.
really good transition. I'm gonna be so Oh, that was good. Oh my god. Y'all, if you haven't subscribed to Christina yet, that alone just like oh my god. Okay. That on its own was a whirlwind because fun fact, I was supposed to do Miku Expo in 2020.
Mm.
I was a part of Digital Stars in 2020, and then a little thing called COVID happened, in which unfortunately everything went to hell. Then something else happened that is a long, long story. But eventually, years down the line, I got a DM from someone named Circus P. And they said, "Hey, Miku Expo is interested in having our old collaboration Karma in the show. What is the email that they need to reach you at?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is the email." And so I don't want to call him a liar, but I genuinely didn't believe him. I'm like, they're not gonna email me. No. Then I get the email like literally 2 hours later. And I like dropped my phone and my manager at the time like messaged me like, "Is this for real? Like, is this actually?" And I read the email, like the person, and it was the same exact email, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is happening. This is actually happening." Mind you, I stopped making Vocaloid music back in 2020. So for this to happen 3 years later, one, you're a little too late here, my guy. But also, oh my god, Hatsune Miku is at my door asking me to play a show, in which I was like, one of the things that I said was, "Okay, sure, we'll have the song in the show. Like that's fine." And then I followed up with, "Oh, can I do Digital Stars?" For those who don't know, Digital Stars is the like the pre-party, after party, depending on like where the location is, in which their next email was like, "Funny enough, you should ask that. We were about to ask you if you were interested." In which I think that was the point where I went, "Oh god, this is for real." And I think I cried for like a solid hour. Because like this is the first time I've admitted this like on YouTube. I've said it once on Twitter. I think I've only said it once, but some people were like, "Wait, where was all this like really cool music when you were a Vocaloid producer? What happened?" Like, because a lot of people did not like my music, and you know what? That's fine. I kind of agree with them. I didn't like my old things, right? And I realized what it was, and it wasn't because of the fact of like of anything other than just like my heart wasn't in it. I had fun, but it just ended up not being for me anymore. And it was very clear it was forced. And that's like my first album, like it wasn't good. Like I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was not good. To me, it was not good. It had some of my most iconic songs on there, but it wasn't good. But also I was a producer who just learned how to produce. Like, of course it's not gonna sound great. I had a lot of people like, criticize my music, and like there's criticism and then there's just
Mm.
I don't think I need to explain what that face meant. And there I got both. And it took a lot of the love away, but then I like made friends, and they were helping me like get better. I wasn't great, but I was getting better. But eventually, like, my love for like Vocaloid and vocal synth wasn't there anymore, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And if it's all right with you, can I talk about a little bit more of a serious topic that happened, which made me decide I gotta go?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, um, there was someone who ended up blackmailing me after I had called them out for abusing their power in my servers, and I gave them that power, and they abused it, and it really broke my heart, and I had to fix it.
Mm.
And which I'm so happy that I fixed. But once I learned they were blackmailing me, I was like, I can't do it. Like, and so I left. I was like, I can't do it. That was that wasn't the main push, but that was the push that I needed. In which, oh my god, can I like have a second? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
Sorry, my makeup is like
Oh,
I'm like I did not set my makeup, so I'm like
you're okay.
okay. Okay. I I took it seriously, and I he was that person was immediately banned, all this, and then and for the sake of the person, the victim that this happened to, I'm not going to explain the situation because they kind of just they want it dead. Um which is why I've never really talked about it.
Mm.
Um and after all that happened, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I left. I was like, I can't do it. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. Um, but then it sparked, obviously, me doing covers of like All Around the World by ATC. Like, that's one of my favorite songs, and I want to redo it. Like, I really want to redo it. I'm more confident in my production now than ever. Um, and She's Homeless by Crystal Waters. We, I know for a fact we'll be talking about that later. And then I started doing my own thing. So I have songs like R.I.P., Dog Walk, Bop It, VR, like things like that. And those, like, I found joy in making music again. And it was very clear I was having a good time. And like I was having a great time. Um, It's a lot of more work, but because I'm now doing my vocals as opposed to asking Miku, yo, can I borrow you for 2 seconds? But I still have people asking like, when is your next Vocaloid song? Which is never coming. Like, people ask me like, are you gonna make like another Exorcism or Mommy or Creative or Hyperdontia or Novocaine or Karma? These are like staples in this scene.
Mm.
Apparently, like not my words. Like I would just like to say I am a very humble person. When I talk about myself, yes, I talk about myself as a person highly. I don't talk about my work as crazy high as everybody else does. Like, I'm like, yeah, I made that song. It's fun. Like, it was cute. But with these songs, I'm like, I'm never making a Vocaloid song again. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just not happening. Unless I'm getting paid, like, I'm not doing it.
Mm.
And a lot of people were shocked that I did Miku Expo, and it was like, yeah, because it's Miku. Like, you want me to say no to her? Like I look to my left and I see my Kalneka like figure. Like, of course I'm gonna say yes. But after Miku Expo, I was like, I can close that chapter now. Like, I think, and like as of the 26th of December, I took down like 15 videos. And they're still available. Like, if you have the link for everything, like they're still available. I will personally give you the playlist of the songs that I've unlisted, and just like be like, pop it into the description. There you go. That's where all of them are. Those are the ones that I personally unlisted. Like, because I know people still find a lot of nostalgia with a lot of them, as much as I don't like them. But I considered remaking my whole alias, and I'm like, no, that's dumb. Like, I built this audience for what? Nothing? No. But getting into Miku Expo was the full circle moment I needed, because I always felt like I was essentially like blackballed and estranged from everything. So having the literal people who made Hatsune Miku herself was like, yeah, I don't need any more validation. I think this is as far as I need. Like, it's like I don't need anything else. Like, I am content with ending my Vocaloid streams here with Miku Expo. Thank you, come again. Like,
yeah, no, that's like I feel like a really good sign, for not to be all like woo woo and stuff, but like, you know, sometimes you get some signs from the universe that things just happen at the right time when it needs to happen. And I just want to say, like, first off, I'm really sorry that, you know, you had to go through that really painful time. And you know, I'm sure you're still healing from it.
yeah,
But
even now, like, I'm still in contact with that person, that to kind of like give a hint at what happened. This person is now an adult. Like, the victim is now an adult, and we're friends. Me and this person are friends. They're one of my favorite people. I try to not have kids like in my community, like, at least like directly with me. I can't stop them from listening to my music. I really can't. But I really care about the safety of children, and I've always cared. Because fun fact, I worked as a dental assistant.
oh, what?
For children specifically, yeah. And we saw crazy things.
Wow.
And after that, I've always been like, I care about kids. And so while on my Titter, on my Twitter, I'm not gonna recover from that.
Oh gosh. Now every time I think about X or Twitter, that's the first thing I'm gonna think of.
Twitter, like, from Twitter.
Yes.
Even though like on my bio it says like no kids, like Enid, like I'm sorry. It's not the fact that like I'm this crazy NSFW person. Like, I don't. The most NSFW with me is like my humor. You've heard my humor. Like, you've definitely heard my humor. Everyone has heard my humor. And I don't want to expose people to that like aren't at least 18. But I always say, if you ever need help getting out of a situation, you are under the age of 18 and you have no one to you have no one other than this random like producer, like, I will help. I have absolutely helped. I've gotten I when I was in the club scene, I used to get people who were under the age of 21 out of the clubs and into safe spaces. Under
Mm.
18, I've gotten out of very dangerous spaces. Um I'm very pro stay away from me, but if you need me, I will come to you. You hit me up and I will come to you, and you point to the person and I got you,
Mm.
because I really genuinely care so much about children, but so much so that it's like I know my community, and it's not like a bad community, but it's like it's such an adult heavy community. I'm like, no, like you need to stay there. Like love you, mean it. You gotta stay there.
Mm.
Like because children shouldn't be in adult spaces anyways. Like
Right. I mean, I
I love y'all,
understand.
but
Yeah. Like as a
like
mom, like I completely understand, you know, how it is. Um,
like
but
yeah, like when I did KomoriCon, there, oh my God, it's hot. Like there was a mom who came up with their kid, and I'm never gonna say no to signing something, especially like it's I'm in the booth, like I'm with Fake Star, I'm with my booth, and I'm you know if it gets weird and uncomfortable, I can be like, get them out. There was a mom that came up with their kid, and it was apparently their birthday, and
mm,
um I signed something for them. I was like, oh my God, happy birthday. And then they they sent a story on Instagram, and it was the mom.
mm,
And the mom was like, I have never met someone so sweet to my kid. Like, I am so happy. Like, you were so sweet to my kid. And then I responded, like, thank you for being such a nice mom. Like, all that. And like that, like, made her entire like week. And it was because like I can see like the pins, and I think they were in Decora now that I think about it. Like, and like I can see that this kid is queer. Like this is a queer child, and the mom is like fully supportive, and like it's something like I also am very passionate about, which is like queer culture. And as a queer person myself, like seeing someone like that, like and seeing like a mom just being super supportive, like that warms my gay little heart. Like, and so I was like, you are literally being one of the best moms I've seen.
mm.
And like, oh, I'm gonna cry. Like it just see like, even though like I say my spaces are adult spaces, I know like she's monitoring her child, and like, yeah, it's music. So what if I say a bunch of cursing and to some of the topics, I'm like, I mean, maybe you shouldn't listen to that, like my friend. Like the angry songs, go ahead. Some of the other songs, maybe not. Like, um, but it makes me happy to see like they're super supportive, and like,
Mm,
and at KomoriCon there was I still remember there was another mom who came up, and she came from like the Philippines to come see was it the Philippines? To come see Kikuo.
mm.
And
Oh
I
my
was like, I'm so
gosh.
sorry. But they were also fans of me, and they were like, oh, you know what? This is still gonna be so worth it. But like they were just on a plane for I think either 12 or 24 hours, whatever.
Wow.
And I was like, and they didn't really have like, I don't think they had money for like anything, which was fine. And so I was like, hold on. I specifically this I have my main prints that I sell, and then I have little low quality prints as well. They're not like bad low quality, but they're just not like thick, right? And so I bring those with me, knowing that sometimes people might not have money. And so I'm like, which one did you like? Right. So I have two. I have one that is like my starting stream and my Take Me to Hell poster. Take Me Down to Hell. I'm sorry. And I have those exact two, same posters, same sizes, just lower quality. And I have them on me at all times during autographs and cons because some people might just not have money. So I'll just boom, and then I'll sign it. I'll be like, here you go. It's on me. Thank you. And, just like things like that. And like I have little things like that I always have just in case, like, maybe sometimes you can't afford that, because I also understand these are anime conventions. And as someone who dropped $200 on CDs, like, I definitely understand. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm sorry. I like idols. What do you want me to do? I love idols. Like, Hello Project has me by the wallet. But it's just like, sorry, I like derailed. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Going all the way back to Miku Expo, it was definitely the thing of like, yep, I needed that. Like, I needed that. And that validated my entire career. And I was like, I don't want to hear it from anyone anymore. I don't give it. Excuse my language. Now I'm actually going to tell you, excuse my language. You might have to censor this part. Like, I don't give a anymore. Like, I'm done. Like, Hatsune Miku hired me. Y'all suck. Like, but okay. With that said, sorry, I went on a full tangent. I'm very passionate about these things. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. I completely agree that I feel like there should be more, these kinds of, what's the word? I don't even know what the word is. Like, just adults looking out for younger people in general, in the whole world, not just like fashion spaces or online spaces. I mean, it's like
common decency. Like,
yes.
Like, we should always have, like, when I turned 18, I was just like, mind you, turned 18. I'm like, I was always just like, I sort of care for kids, like, and like, yeah, like, unfortunately, as a queer person, we're gonna get some of those. We're gonna get those comments. I know I sure have. Especially as someone who's done drag and club kid. Like, even now, I can guarantee you someone's gonna look me dead in the face and go, you fit the stereotype. And I'm like, what? Of someone who literally looks dead? Like, what is going on? But I think my whole thing is like, you don't need to like kids in the sense of like, I get it, but in the same breath, you also need to understand that like kids are the future, and like you need to protect them. And there's so many people when I was like 18, 19 that were like 13, 14. I tried to like shield from a lot of that because, I've been on the internet since like the 2000s. Like, trust me, we got the brunt. And I'm very proud of kids now knowing to stand up for themselves, especially for ones who can't stand up for themselves. So for y'all, yes. But I think more adults should, even though we have very specific spaces, if we see a kid in trouble, like, we step in and be like, bro, what are you doing? Like, if you're not stepping in, God forbid, I don't even want to think what would happen.
Right. Oh my gosh.
God, I'm so sorry we got serious for 2 seconds. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, yeah, I mean, these are things that we really need to talk about, and I'm glad that you you brought this up. But kind of going back to music producing and DJing. So DJing and music producing, two different things. You
Yes.
are past the Vocaloid music production, and now
Yes.
you are in your new creepy era. And
Yes.
listening to your music, I mean, as a fast music enjoyer, like, I mean, I guess, okay. So I'm not very well versed at like music and like all the different genres. Like, I know happy hardcore and I know hyper pop and just like the broad EDM thing. But does your music have a specific genre? Like, mm,
No, I can't pinpoint a specific genre. I can
mm,
pinpoint influences,
mm,
but in regards to my music, like the easiest thing I say is pop, just because like pop can literally be anything. But there's influences of like hardcore, Jersey Club, breakcore, hyper pop. Like there's so many different assets that like I can't pinpoint it to one thing. I know with an upcoming project I'm working on, that one actually has two very specific genres, which I will be like, no, this is what these are. This is what I'm trying
mm.
to achieve. But for right now, no, I don't really have like a specific genre. I'm like a chameleon of some sorts. I just kind of go with what I like.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, you talked about being having like different music inspirations. Are there like specific people or things that inspire you when creating new music?
Oh God. So we have people like Perfume, we have Machigerita, we have like in this moment, like it jumps all over.
Mm,
I also there's also Aisha Erotica, Barely Human, Slater, that kid, and a bunch of my friends who are like super crazy talented, like 628, Dizzy. Like I'm trying to think at the top of my head. Like I literally like downloaded like a bunch of like albums just the other day. Oh, Racky Ripper, that's another person. I'm like looking through. I'm like, who do I know? Oh, Jasmine Bean,
mm,
like huge fashion icon to me. Um, a lot of the Daria core girls, like they're super cool. Um, and just like it's such a broad thing that like you just like it's so hard
mm,
to figure out, because then I'd have to bring in like specific genres, and then I'd have to break down who's in that genre and who's in this genre, and it gets absolutely insane, and I'm like, oh, it's just so much.
mm.
But
Ah,
yes, there are definitely clear influences, but if I had to pick a few, it would be Chiari, Perfume, Machigerita, Slater, Aisha Erotica, that kid. So
gotcha.
like if I had to like give you like a few, plus all the other ones I just said.
Well, yeah, I mean, just the inspiration in general with fashion, with music, like you're always kind of just gonna get inspiration from everywhere. So it's such a hard question to answer. Like sometimes I get asked that too. Like like when you put together an outfit, like what are you inspired by? Like today, I was inspired by you. So that's that was it. But it just like sort of day to day, it's just, different inspiration. So
Yeah, it
I
I
get
think it
it.
yeah, but it's also like we look at inspirations. It's like, okay, who was your base? Who was always your
Mm,
base? So like I followed you for a long time before we were even friends, and like I knew you were super into like Fruits magazine, and like so I was like, "Oh, I can see it clearly." Even now, even though with things, um I still it's still very clear like the inspiration is there. Like
mm.
So I think there's a base inspiration for everything, but then like it's always new things added on top of it.
For sure. Well, when you find the inspiration and you're like, okay, I want to make a song, like what is the process from start to finish of creating a song?
Um, it really depends on what the song is. If it's a emotional song, that'll take a while. Um, if it's a song that like I'm feeling kind of fun and fruity, like ones that I just want to run my mouth and just be stupid, like that can take honestly, some songs can take a day, songs can take like 2 months. For example, my collaboration with like um I I know, I know. Um I wrote the beat for it in like a week. I sat on it for a little bit, sent it to them. They wrote their verse, they sent it back to me, and like literally after this interview, I'm gonna go listen to the final master. Like, and I might be performing. I might be part of their concert soon. I don't know. We have other ones like where I where that song was written like a year ago, but I never did anything with it until now. And like that's like fully finished. It really depends. Like I could write stupid little quirky songs about like my dog within like a day, within like 2 hours. Um or if I really want to be serious about it, it could take a while. If I'm being serious about it, it usually takes longer. Um but I have a little team now because I do not know how to write lyrics. So I have two people that I work with all the time. Freest and Game Boy. Like I love both of them. They're my babies. I love them so much. The process is usually different, but it's usually like I start with the beat, just kind of like what are some cool samples? What are some fun little melodies I can think of? Write them down. I and like I kind of go from there. If I'm not feeling it within the first 2 hours, like I kind of like put it aside. I think in total, those beats that like I go like within 2 hours, I'm like, I think I have over 100 songs.
Hmm.
Fully finished, on the other hand, I have about 40. Nothing, not with vocals, just the beat, just
Oh.
sitting there. Fully finished. Well, you'll hear a lot of them in 2024.
Yay!
Some of them you do know about. Totally not because I said two of the names already. And then there's a third one that you do know about that I can't talk about yet because I need to finish it.
So y'all look forward to all of that. I will have all of Lucy's links down in the description so you can keep up with all of just everything. It's a lot. So
it's a lot. Like we're going
ready.
through a full we're going through a full rebrand. Like it's we're retiring my super neon, unfortunately. We're finally retiring all of it because I love it still. Like if I turn the camera around, you'll see my entire closet. Like actually, hold on.
Oh. Oh, I see that AC/DC rag.
I actually have to fix a shelf because a shelf broke and all my shoes fell over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't worry. Everyone's safe. It was on the floor. It was fine. It was closer to the floor, so a lot of my platforms are like on the floor right now and I have to just fix the shelf. Fun fact, I own I think 5 pairs of sneakers. Like just normal baseline sneakers, no platform. Everything else is a platform of some way.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like the funniest thing ever. I was like, but you're like 6'1". I'm like, yeah. And what about it? I want to be 6'4".
Yes, that is the energy. Like, I feel sad when people are like, well, I'm too tall to wear platforms or heels. I'm like, what's wrong with being taller?
like my whole thing is just like, yeah, the taller the shoe, the closer to God. Like that, like yes. I learned that from Snooki. The bigger the hair, the closer to God. Like Like that's the joke that I make all the time. And then on top of it, like wearing a wig like this. I mean, having my hair like this. I
Yes.
would never wear a wig. What? No, no. This is my hair. I bought it. It's mine. Shout out. Also, shout out to Toshi Salvino for styling this wig. Yeah, I love
Toshi!
Toshi.
Oh my gosh, I miss Toshi.
I love Toshi. We hang out like pretty frequently.
Mm.
I love Toshi so god much. Like we went to Kuda Sushi like once and they were like, "Oh my god, this is great." Like they're so fun to hang out with because like
Mm.
what a lot of people might not know about Toshi is like everyone thinks like and then you might get this too like they think we're always at a 10. Like
Mm.
always at a 10. When in reality, girl, we're like at a 3, a 2. Like I just like going like a lot of people don't realize I like going out and like by myself to the movies on my own and like I've learned to enjoy my own company, which I learned is apparently really hard to do nowadays,
Mm.
to just enjoy your own company. Like I don't know about y'all, but I look in the mirror and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, I look sickening. And in reality it's just me wearing trip pants, a pair of shoes, and like a horror t-shirt. Like
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't go crazy. I just like I'm very simple on my day-to-day life. Like you think I can this every day? Oh no. Oh no. Oh the money into the
Oh.
product. Oh my god. I and like people don't realize in sometimes it takes a lot of spoons to be able to put all this on.
Oh yeah.
Like you're lucky if I got like I'm lucky I got a spork, okay? Like it's barely there. But I will say I had a lot of spoons for today because
Mm.
it's not because I'm a big fan of Christina at all or something. And I haven't watched every video that you've put out. Like I'm such a fan. Like you have no idea. Like I'm friend first, fan second, and I'm like when I see a new Christina video, like a cybr.grl video, I'm just like everyone shut up. I need to go watch. Like I've I love the interviews. I love the interviews the most.
Mm.
Um, but I like seeing the more informative videos. So I was like, yes, yes. I love information. I love information.
Well, thank you. And now you're gonna be in a Cyber Girl
Ah,
video.
it's come full circle again. Oh, my name is Jennifer Coolidge, and I'm here again. Which
Oh
off
my
topic,
gosh.
but everyone screams at me that I do the Jennifer Coolidge voice. I'm like, oh, it makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Oh my gosh, Jennifer Coolidge. I love her.
Love
I know. Well, okay, usually whenever I do interviews, it's like people who are like in the Harajuku community or like are kind of adjacent to it. But if I could interview Jennifer Coolidge, like
I
I would
mean,
die.
technically, she did that whole photo shoot with the Common Rider.
Mm. Oh wait, no way.
Remember she did a whole photo shoot inspired by Common Rider.
I did not.
Did
Okay,
you not know
I'm
about
gonna
that?
have to look this up right now
Oh my
because
god,
this
yeah,
is
like
like
she did a
new
full photo shoot.
information.
It was yeah, like everyone was so shocked the way they wait. Everyone was like, "Wait, you like that?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like it was so cool. Like
Okay.
she was fighting kaiju. It was so cool. I think that was like the point. Everyone was like, "Okay, we yeah, yeah."
Oh my
It'll,
gosh.
yeah, like she did a full photo shoot.
Wow. Wow. It's giving like Sailor Moon. Not
Yeah.
Sailor Moon, but like
It's
Chibiusa when she grows up.
yeah, it's literally giving like old school Power Ranger. That's what like I've called it.
Wow.
Like you see what I mean? Like it's she's just so cool. And like the fashion in it is amazing. Like I think it was so cool. I was like, "Ah, Jennifer!" Like Miss Coolidge.
Oh. Wow. Just oh gosh, I love this shot so much.
Please, like I need
Ugh.
everyone to look at like how cool Jennifer Coolidge looks like.
But there's this thing on Twitter going around right now where it's like this is the elder that I want to become or something. And yes, Jennifer Coolidge is that.
Mine is Jennifer Coolidge, yeah. Mine is Jennifer Coolidge or They might slap me if they ever see this video. Or the Boulay brothers, like one of the two. They're gonna be like, old elder. Listen, never call a drag queen elderly because you will be screamed at.
Oh my
But like in a loving way. It's fine. Boulay brothers, sorry for calling you old.
It's with love. It's with love. But
I swear it's with love. Listen, I think it was Swantula called me cute at the Jagula Titans tour. I was like, oh my god. Like I'm still geeking over it. I'm like, oh my god. Swantula, please.
oh,
And I was in full Lolita, so
wow.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, well we need to like hold on. Okay, before we start talking about the fashion, because there's a lot to talk about with like Lolita fashion and all the other fashions. But just real quick, we'll talk about She's Homeless, your song. It blew up on TikTok. And, were you expecting that to happen?
Oh,
And what
no. No. Sorry, I
Oh, no, you're
totally cut
good.
you
You're
off. Keep
good.
going.
You're good. Like, what was the experience of going viral? Like,
Oh my god. It was the weirdest experience of my life. So let me explain something. At that point, my most popular song was either Hyperdantia, Novocaine, or Karma.
Mm.
And they were all collaborations. That's the thing. They were all collaborations. On my own, I had like a few hits. But what I wasn't expecting was She's Homeless. So for context, She's Homeless originally started as a birthday gift, like a small little birthday gift to Odyssey Eurobeat.
Mm.
We were celebrating and it was just like a cute little song. And it was like, the lyrics were like, she wakes up early every morning just to make her breasts now, like, cause she makes Eurobeat. And it was super cute. And it was like, whatever, like, it's super cute. And then I was like, when I did the la da dee la da do, like I was so in love with it that I wanted to make it a full cover. And I asked her for permission, like, hey, I know this was a birthday gift, but can I make a full cover? Ow. Sorry, I just hit my mic. Can I make a full cover? And she was like, yeah, go for it. And I made the full cover. It was super fun. And then I got a bunch of friends of mine to be in the video. It was something not serious. Like, I knew the song was really good. Like, I personally knew. But I didn't want to have like just the lyrics. I wanted to do like the rap part, which was like that part that everyone knows. And that was added last minute. That was added like super last minute because it was so empty, that part.
Yeah.
And fun fact, I actually make fun of myself in the lyrics. Let me actually pull up these lyrics. So give me a split second. Sorry, I'm gonna have to bring up drugs. Sorry, like it's just the lyrics. It's just the lyrics. I swear to God. Which is also really funny because everyone thought I did drugs, and I'm like, actually, I don't even drink. Like I'm 5 years sober. Like,
oh yay!
yeah,
Snaps for that.
Yeah, like it's so funny. Like everyone like offers me like a drink, and I'm like, no, thank you. Can I have a mocktail instead? Like it's so sweet. Which shout out to gay clubs for finally like giving the option for mocktails because I love a good party. I love a good rave. But you know what? Like I need a mocktail. Or like a ginger beer, a non-alcoholic ginger beer. They taste like horrid. They taste horrid, but I'm thirsty. So the part, right? It goes into the lyrics. I'm just gonna read that whole verse, right? It says, cocaine, ketamine, call me Katy Perry because everybody wants a effing piece of me. Tasty like Godiva. I'm not saying that next line. I say OF, not Katy Perry. I'm so dumb. It's almost effing scary. So why I make fun of myself? That's a Britney spot. I'm calling out a Britney song. Piece of Me is a Britney song, not a Katy Perry song. I meant to say part of me.
Oh,
like, this is the part of me that like that Katy Perry song. I meant to say that, but instead of like fixing the lyric, I just went, oh, F, not Katy Perry. I'm so dumb. It's almost effing scary. But on the contrary, I got a community to go effing carry. Like, I don't know what I decided. I just decided not to fix the lyric.
Okay.
And then later in the second verse, I call out to Britney this time properly. It was just really funny. I was just like, oh, I messed up the lyric. It would be funny, and it just like stuck. And apparently, the little vocal chop was the thing that like stuck to a lot of people. But no, I did not expect it to go viral. I knew the song was popular,
Mm.
but I didn't really care about that. I just liked the song. Like I've always been a Crystal Waters fan. And like 100% Pure Love is like my number one. Like ironically, like as much as I love She's Homeless, like I love 100% Pure Love. And I remember when I caught wind that like, why is this getting a numbers? Why are these numbers happening? So I was with my friend Mr. Creepypasta for Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of the two. And we were on our way to a casino. And that casino was like 2 hours away. And I'm like getting a little more notifications on She's Homeless as opposed to everything. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I opened my analytics for my YouTube. Mind you, I haven't even thought of Spotify at this point.
Yeah.
And I see like it's slowly increasing. I'm like, oh, I guess people like caught wind of it somewhere. Okay. Only until January, I look and I'm like, people really like this. What is going on? And then I look over at Spotify. Mind you, I've not looked at Spotify like since that November.
Mm.
And it was towards Christmas, beginning of January, like. And then I look at the numbers and it's like, you hit 1.3 million. And I'm like, what happened? I was like, what happened? And then I looked on TikTok. There were edits, there were dances. People were like saying like it was like this is so Metaton based. Like I even saw you use it at one point.
Yes.
I was like, what is happening? I didn't know what was happening until like I just kind of like looked and mind you, I had just like had a full breakdown literally a few weeks prior because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying my hardest. Like, I'm trying to put like really cool things into the world. Like, it's not, clearly not working. Like, people don't like what I do. Like, I'm like ready to quit. And then y'all really just said like, no, we do. Here is us making this song go popular to prove it.
Yes.
And if I could take a moment to like address all those people, thank you for changing my life a lot. Because I was really on the verge of like really quitting. And even now, like I still think about it that I might retire next year. For my own personal sake, not because I don't think anyone cares. But it's kind of showing that you guys really cared. Like, it really didn't mean a lot to me because I thought, mind you, this was before Miku Expo. This was before all of that. So I was just like, really just, oh my God.
We love you.
I can't be any more grateful than I already am. Like, it is actually insane. Like, I've like, this song alone, every single collaboration, every single song immediately wiped. And this gave me the confidence to go like, you know what? Maybe I will start taking down some of my older things. And then Miku Expo happened. I'm like, oh no, this is the sign that I need. This is a sign that I definitely need. And now next year is gonna be single after single after single after single, and maybe a brand new album. I don't know. I don't. The plan is for a brand new album, but I don't want to promise anything that I don't fully know yet. So singles, yes, those are absolutely happening. I will probably show Christina one of them later. And it's probably gonna be like that. Like I said, after this, like I have one with so I'll probably show you that one. And like, hey, this is what this sounds like right now. Um, but this quite literally changed my life. It might not have been like the craziest change in sense of like I got to move to LA and all that. I'm never moving to LA, by the way. If anyone asks me to move, no. New York, maybe.
Oh my
LA,
gosh.
no. Texas,
It's okay.
it's cute to visit, maybe not to stay. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you want to buy a house, maybe, but like, if you, I don't know. It's just, nah.
It's like, unless like, it's very in the air for me. I actually wanted to move to Grand Rapids. Like, I know, random as hell. I know.
What?
I went to Grand Rapids and I fell in love with it. It's very quiet because weirdly enough, like I've done so much like loud things. I want to be quiet. Like I just want to be in a quiet area where I can shut my windows and go honk shoo me like on my couch while Dragula season 5 plays.
Yes.
Like I just want to watch my cute little shows and have my cute little diva moments in my little diva home. But with that, just like it's been life changing, but probably not in ways people think. Like if people thought I was obsessed with myself before, you should see now. I think everyone should be obsessed with themselves just a little, just a little bit.
Yes.
A good Judy of mine, Honey Ma, made a very clear point where it's like, if you don't believe in it, like obviously this is gonna not work for everyone. It worked for me, but it doesn't work for everyone. It's basically like, how do I get all this confidence? And literally, they just go delusion. I start being delusional. And then eventually it turns into, wait, no, actually, I'm not delusional. Maybe I was onto something. And then it just like turns into actual confidence. Of course, this doesn't work for everyone. It worked for me, not everyone. So take what I say with a grain of salt.
Very true. I feel like, well, I started going to therapy. Okay, this is like so random, but so in the middle of 2023, I was just like in a really rough place and I was like at my wit's end. I was just down at the very bottom. I was like, you know what? Instead of giving up, why don't I try seeing a therapist? And that's definitely something that my therapist would say to me. I mean, I don't know using the word delusion exactly, but
yeah, I'm mainly saying it because it was funny. But
oh yeah, no.
It's kind of like a fake it till you make it type of situation.
Yes.
I say delusional just because like that is literally verbatim what was said. And I thought it was funny. But it's a very much fake it till you make it. And like, sometimes it doesn't work for people. For me, it worked great. I was like, now I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, Jennifer Coolidge would be proud. Like making the full voice and everything.
Yes, Delulu is the Salulu, is what they say.
That was the thing people said.
Oh my gosh, this is what happens when you're like chronically online. You just remember all these things.
And that's also another thing. Please, y'all, go outside. Please.
Yes, touch grass.
Please touch grass. Go to a movie. Go get some food. Like, I'm so serious when I say things like this. Like, y'all, a lot of us should still be very mindful. But like, you can go outside now. You can go outside. Like, go get some food. Go watch a movie. Go to a bookstore. Like, go Go to like a Best Buy. Have you never been to a Best Buy with no reason? Great. Great. Do I leave that with like 3 video games? Yes.
Oh gosh. Or Barnes and Nobles or a Kinokuniya if you have one near you. I love Kinokuniya so
I
much.
I love both going to both.
Mm.
The Kinokuniya in New York is also really cool because it has like a food area and I'm like, oh, I love food. Uh, Oh, actually, thanks for reminding me. I have to order food after this.
Oh, yes. Earlier, we talked about you DJing for 6% Doki Doki. You know, you did their online stuff and also in person too. I understand that, you know, you're a huge 6% Doki Doki fan, have been a J fashion enthusiast for many years. Like, how did you first find out? How did you first find out about J fashion? And how old were you when you first started actually wearing it? So you said right after high school, 6, 7 years ago. Honestly, that's kind of like the same as me because I also after high school, about
We
6, 7 years
we
ago.
have a similar experiences because we
Mm,
actually learned what J fashion was the same way.
mm.
If I'm right, you learned through Fruits magazine. I also learned through Fruits magazine, but from my friend, from my
Oh,
ex best friend. She used to be a Lolita. I don't know where she is now. None of my god business. Um, but she used to be a Lolita. I
mm,
knew what Lolita fashion was. I knew like some aspects, and I knew what Decora was. And mind you, this is like back in like 2010, 11. I just realized what year I just said. That's over 10 years. Oh, Jesus Christ.
dang.
So I was like a child. I was a little baby back then. And then I graduate and so I started wearing platforms um in junior senior year because my friend who I think we'll talk about this interview later
Mm,
about a very specific interview I did. The person who was in that interview they go by Edwin now. Um let me borrow their platform shoes because they were goth at the time. Like
mm,
they were goth adjacent, and their mom was also goth adjacent. No, their mom was actually goth, and they would bring me um their mom's goth shoes. Like and little did I know they were demonias. They were demonia camels,
oh,
and or
oh,
like demonia camels, like but like it wasn't like the heel, it was the platform, but it was still
yeah.
furry. I think I have a photo of it somewhere. Um,
Okay.
and it was like you could very much clearly see I was influenced by like the the normal like scene crowd with, but then you just see these boots and it's like what? And then after that, I got into an artist who I no longer support. Um, but she was the gateway into giving myself the excuse of wearing pastels and fairy K.
Mm,
I had been collecting little items left and right, and I remember that I had bought my first pair of YRU platforms, and I still have them to this day. They are in
the
they
fallen
remember that
pile.
shelf? Remember that shelf? It's there. It fell. It's on the floor right now. And I remember that I wore them to Anime Next, Japanese anime convention, a Japanese anime convention, duh. Um, and I remember falling really hard. And they weren't like the sky high ones. They were like the normal
Mm,
ones. I want the sky high ones. Um, but I wore them. I busted like my entire body all over the pavement. I got right back up and then then it was the artist in which I was collecting like gold leggings, like um little funny wigs, and then that's where it started. I started just singing Fairy K. And I remembered like this is the route I want to go because I remember looking in the mirror and I started crying because I was so excited. Like, oh my God, like I can actually express myself. In which slowly it started from there. And then we went from Fairy K to Decora to, I guess some people called it Neo Tokyo for a little bit.
Yeah,
It was
Neo
like that.
Street. I remember.
So I wasn't having a fever dream. That was what it was called, right? Okay, I wasn't having a fever dream.
Yes.
Thank the Lord. Thank you for confirming that for me. And then it went into Lolita. Um, which that was a very weird pipeline I went through. But I wouldn't even call myself a Lolita. I would definitely still be in the Neo Tokyo because like I still wear like the tall platforms. I still wear like metallics and hair clips and all that, but it's way more not chaotic, but it's a very organized chaos where it's like I know where everything's going. And then obviously I have the elements of like drag and
Mm.
all this. Like my makeup is inspired by the Uncanny Valley, but it's also inspired by like some of my favorite drag artists, Jarvis Hammer and Angel Face being two people. Angel Face is actually a Lolita.
Oh,
I don't actually
yes.
know. I don't know if they dress in Lolita anymore, but they are a huge inspiration. Actually, because of them, I got one of my first brand pieces
Mm.
from I forgot which brand it was. I want to say it was Baby, and I was scared I wasn't gonna fit, but like I got it and I fit. I just barely fit, and I was like, yes. And so, and that's when I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a problem.
Mm.
And it came with a matching hat. I do have a photo of it, like of me finally wearing it for the first time. It was I had the pipeline of like Fairy K to Lolita, but like trying everything in between. And like outside
Mm.
of this, like I will say I am very punk. Like
Mm.
outside of like Lolita, like I do lean a little more into punk, but like very lazy. Very lazy. And I wouldn't even really say Lolita. I would say Gurokawa or
Oh, yes.
Meakawa. Or Yami Kawaii, I guess. Because I like incorporating a lot of scary elements into like my looks, whether it be like the makeup looking very like or like I have a photo shoot coming soon where I'm like with the machete and like it's like a heartbreak piece or like me and full Lolita with a flamethrower. Like it's I have a lot of weird things in my house. Okay. Like or me reading like I think the one that I think is very wild is that I have a photo shoot planned that it's like it's with my friends and it's very much like do you know that one Vocaloid song of Miku and she's like a I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna have to say it. You know that one song where she's like she keeps eating and she like it slowly starts becoming like she's slowly becoming into a cannibal.
Uh,
That is a deep cut. I am so sorry.
I'm
What is
I'm
the name of that song?
sorry. I'm like Vocaloid baby. I only just recently, a couple months ago, started playing Project Sekai, and so I'm slowly trying to learn all of the songs and the
I
people.
figured like so it was someone in the comments is gonna know what I'm talking about. It was in the same realm of like Daughter of Evil. It was the same.
Mm,
It
mm,
was the
mm,
same.
mm.
It was in the same circle. We were gonna do like a small tribute to that, where um, it was like a bunch of my friends at a table. I'm cooking, but then like a friend of mine is like in the middle of the table. Like it was gonna be really. It, I try to include like really cute. Like I love the juxtaposition of like
Mm.
you look super cute. Oh God, what's happening? Whether it be like Uncanny Valley where it's edited, like you can't like, do I have a face? Like what is
Mm.
going on? To oh, you look really cute. Oh Jesus Christ, what is that on the table? Where it's like super cute and then meets, oh god, like it's I would almost say think Madoka but more grotesque. Like Madoka but like, oh god almighty, what is happening? It's like what was it? What was a show that I'm trying to think of what shows. Oh, Made in Abyss would be probably a
Oh
good.
gosh.
Yeah. Now, yeah, my heart hurts. My heart still hurts. But like you get what I mean. Like the characters
Oh
are
yeah.
cute,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
the things they are put through, that is not.
Mm,
So there's
yeah.
other photo shoots that I have ideas for, but I will always say I'm not gonna say them on here because but I can tell you like off camera,
Mm,
um like I'll tell you after the interview, but some of the ideas are very out there and a lot of them are in like Lolita or some are in Decora.
mm.
Because I haven't actually touched Decora in a hot second. Even though I own so much 6% and like old school Galaxy, like which I love Galaxy so
I
much.
miss them so much. I don't know
I know.
like what's happening.
I love them a lot. Like I really do. Like for Galaxy, I have like their old school pieces. Like the sweater
Mm,
dresses, like with the dog,
the
like the dog
sweater
sweater dress,
dresses with the
like
dog.
with the dog face.
I feel like okay, it's like coming to me. The image is
It's like a
transmitting
blue.
into
It's a blue sweater
Oh,
dress.
oh, I remember. I remember. Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. I have both colorways.
Oh,
And
nice.
shout out Dreamy Tabby for finding both of them for me.
Oh my gosh,
Dreamy Tabby,
Tabby.
I love Tabby. I love Tabby. I've done through the whole pipeline. Like I've gone from super neon to super goth. Like I've gone the whole way, and um I found the style that's been consistent.
I'm glad that, you're enjoying the style that I mean, like you were saying, you don't just wear just one style, you wear varying styles depending on the day. But like kind of going back to like your Decora era, Ishokara kind of thing, you did the hooked on the look with the video I'll Never Stop Dressing Like a Monster, which was 4 years ago. Yeah, talked about it, like how your style has evolved over the years. But like, what do you love about Harajuku fashion and kawaii culture?
Oh my god.
Mm,
God, I every time I think about that interview, I'm like, those people were so nice. Like
mm.
you did one too.
Yeah.
Like we can both agree, like they were very nice. They were very
Yes.
accommodating. Um Also that shout out to the dude who did my interview. He drove us to New York. Like it was great.
Mm,
He drove us to New York. I want to do like an updated version of it. Like I've been trying to get a hold of them. Like truly TV, help me out. Come on, hit me up. Like please. My email is in my bio. Please. I want to do an update or like something. When it comes to what I love about Harajuku fashion, it's not what it looks like, but what it stands behind.
mm,
Every single style has one thing in common. This entire fashion scene and all alternative fashion, it's just punk. It's super
mm,
punk. Like going against the societal standards, that's punk is all hell. Like while like for example, me and you are wearing completely different styles, but I'll say we're both punk.
mm,
Like yes, it's not in the traditional sense of like, oh, like you're it's not in the traditional sense of like I'm not wearing a very specific thing. You're not wearing a specific thing. But it doesn't matter. Like it's not just the outfits, it's the meaning behind it. It's like
mm,
what you stand for. And like individuality has always been a thing of punk.
mm,
And that's why I love Harajuku fashion. Because like Lolitas, Gyarus, like Deco kids, like um goths, Visual K, like they're all punk. Like it's always been punk. Like The start of Gyaru literally started, if I'm correct, because of like a jeans commercial or
Mm.
something like that. Like that was one of the reasons where like gals were like, "What the?"
Oh,
Sorry, like I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
I was just like I think about it all the time, and like I told you it might slip out. I'm sorry.
It's so good.
I might be wrong there, so like please correct me if I am wrong. But like every single style just originates in like punk origins, which is we are against the societal standards because we think
Mm.
it's stupid. And that's where like also like earlier back in the conversation that I was talking about like with kids, like that's also like you'd think like people like that's also a punk mindset where you take care of everyone and no in every mean necessary, like every means necessary. And that's why I love Harajuku fashion as much as I do, because it's just super punk. Like it was always punk from its base. Like that's all it really is. It's just punk. And like people don't think about that because everyone looks so cute. And
Mm.
like it's like no, like if you think about it, it's very punk.
Mm. That's so true, so real. Like I feel that so much. I literally right before this interview because okay, so on TikTok there was a video somebody made talking about like Harajuku history, and then at the end of it they're kind of like talking about like, oh yeah, it's dead or not. They did not use those words exactly, but kind of like implying it because Fruits
Implying that it's
Magazine,
over.
yeah, because like Fruits Magazine doesn't make print magazines anymore, and because like I think the station they had changed the look of it. And of course, other things like Takeshita Street,
Like literally, like a Haruka Kurabayashi would like word with you. Like
Yeah, no. So I, made a video explaining like, yes, it still exists, and there are all these communities all over the world, and somebody asked in the comments like, oh, Harajuku is a culture? And so before this, I like answered that question, talking about what is Harajuku, what is culture, and what is Harajuku culture. And that is what it is. It is self-expression. It is punk, as you said. It is being your most authentic self and being kind and just a good, decent person.
yeah, like people forget just because you're cute doesn't erase the fact that it's punk. Like did we forget what punk is in the first place? Like seeing that everyone's still saying like Harajuku like culture is dead. It's like it never died. It's just eased itself.
Mm.
It's calmed down. Cause I will say this with my full chest. The one, and I think you can agree with me here, the one style that got the biggest revival was Decora and Gyaru. Those two, I'm like, TikTok made those styles come back with the force. And so like we're seeing the revival of like egg and
Right.
like and like I know you even have gotten like a full amount of traction because of like how you dress, and it's like, oh my god, it's very strange seeing it now. For some reason, I'm like, this doesn't feel real for some reason. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, like we're seeing people in like these fashions way more now than ever before, and it's like, do, do we gotta thank TikTok for this one? So, with that said, everyone in the comments say thank you, Christina.
Oh,
I mean, you were kind of the door for a lot of people. Even for me, I was like, oh, I didn't even know these existed. What? And like I was super interested, like I said earlier before, like I am a fan of you and I do enjoy your more informative pieces, whether they're like really cool, like introspectives into specific genres to like maybe a little more controversial and Like, shouldn't you really be doing this? Like,
Mm,
I loved hearing about it because it's just like there's some styles I just never thought of.
mm. Thank you. I'm really trying. I'm really, really trying. I love this culture, this fashion, like as much as you do. And the reason why I do this every single day, I make, even though, yeah, okay, it's not like the worst job in the world. Let's make that clear.
Right. But
But
it's a lot,
yeah, it,
literally.
it can be a lot sometimes. But I just always remember, and I have that at the top of my head, is just like how Fruits Magazine introduced me to all of this. I want to pass it down to the next generation, pass down this culture, pass down just so that it can keep going and stay alive. Please keep it alive. I'm like fanning the flame
I
again.
don't think it'll be gone. Like,
Mm,
it's just similar to like it, ironically, to circle back into Vocaloid.
mm,
Like, people for a little bit were saying like the Vocaloid scene is dead, and I'm like, as long as there's like one person still like a fan, like I don't think anything will ever die. And
mm,
if there's like, because eventually there will always be someone back into it. Like, there's so much that I don't think this will ever die. Yes, it'll have its recessions. It'll have be very at its low point, but I don't think it'll ever die.
mm,
Like, I think like, for example, with Lolita, like it's such a popular style. Like, I don't think it'll ever like go down, but I don't think it'll like it can't go any lower than it already has.
mm,
The only next step is up. Like, and so that's why like I'm really excited to see like more Gyaru and more more Gyaru, more Decora, more Lolita. I'm starting to see people kind of meshing the styles together.
yes.
Um and that's also super interesting to see because I have my own personal taste, and I'm like, okay, what if you did this and this? And I'm like, oh, that works better than I wanted it to. Or like, okay, maybe that doesn't work super well. Like, and of course, that's all based on taste. Like, which apparently a lot of people need to realize it's all based on taste, everyone. Your taste level is not the same as mine. Just because
Mm,
you don't like it doesn't mean it's bad.
yes.
I would like to say that again for the people in the back. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. You're just being annoying. I say that for like a lot of people. Like, what
Oh gosh.
like it's true. Like, some people will not like my makeup, some people will not
Mm.
look like my dresses, some people won't like what I do. But it's also like, don't be annoying. Like, don't be annoying. Like, yeah, you're allowed to have your opinion. Like, yeah,
Mm.
like, oh, like maybe this might be a little like this might be a little too much for me, or oh, I don't think this is enough, or let people live. Like, who cares? Like, life is too short, and I learned that the hard way. Who cares? Like, who cares? Back in 2018, I learned very quickly that life is too short. Who
Mm.
cares? And that's when I started like really getting into Lolita. So it's like, come on.
Oh my gosh. You've already said like so much good advice this entire interview, but do you have any advice for people, who want to follow in your footsteps? Like not just with music producing and DJing, but just being an all-around icon. Like, you know, to all the to the everyone out there watching, like what is your advice to them?
Don't do things I wouldn't do. I'm kidding. Things that I would really just like, this is obviously easier said than done, but like really stand for yourself. Like, and this is gonna be the hardest pill. Like, I know I'm the last like video of the year, so I would like to say one thing to everyone, and this is a hard pill to swallow. Not everyone's gonna like you. That's
Mm.
fine. You think I started pleasing people after I started wearing all this? Hell no. There are people in my immediate circles that don't like how I dress. And like they're not in those circles anymore. Like
Mm.
it is not your happiness is not worth it. Like your happiness is not worth their time. If they think that if they think, "Oh, well, this is too weird. Like I don't like this. Like can you tone it down?" And if you don't want to, like if there's a difference between learning the situation and just them kind of being for lack of a better word,
Mm.
um they just like it's just not worth it. Like your happiness is not worth it. All of this, everything style wise, fashion wise, it's all taste.
Mm.
So it's like, and you're allowed to change your taste levels. You're allowed. Remember, I was I was literally the color pink. Remember, I in that interview I did with Hooked on the Look, I had a
You.
heart. Half of my face was fully black, the other half was my skin tone, and the rest was pink. Babe,
Oh.
you can change your taste levels. It is
Yes.
absolutely fine. But don't risk your happiness for it. It's just not worth it. A lot of people are going to like you, a lot of people aren't going to. Cherish the people that do like you. And if they don't like you because of some stupid reason, who cares? But if obviously it's a serious reason, like hey, like then you also have to hold yourself. You If the reason is stupid, throw it out the window. If it's something that does need to be addressed, then you address it. Like
Mm.
it's okay. You're not also another thing, you're not always right. It's okay. Like do you not know how many times I messed up? Like life is too short, but it's also a learning experience. Okay, so this might be a little hashtag edgy. Life is I've learned that life is the biggest form of trauma
Mm.
because we didn't ask to be here.
Mm.
So we have to figure out what we have to do. And every experience can be traumatic. And it's how you navigate those experiences. Now, could it be a good experience or a bad experience? Well, how can you navigate through it? Like, obviously, there's bad things in the world, but don't ignore the good. Like, trust me, if I ignored the good, like, I wouldn't know where I'd be right now. And that's a scary thought,
Mm.
especially as like an openly queer, non-binary person. Like, it's scary. It's scary out here, especially in the US. Like, it's scary. Um, but I think the number one thing that we all have to realize is like, just it's not worth your happiness is not worth it anymore. We've learned that during 2020. It's not worth it anymore. Like we're done taking a lot of abuse from a lot of people. We're really done.
Mm.
So it's time to like start barking back. Like it's time to start biting and fighting back. And if like one of those things is fashion, get into it. Like if one of those things is music, just start. Who cares? Like you don't need to know music theory. I barely know any. I just do what I do. When I do, and like if you want to get into fashion, get into it. Start with Candy Trap, like, and start with the creepy Candy Trap collaboration that is currently being worn by Christina right now. Oh, you think I didn't notice? Oh, you
Oh
think I
my
didn't notice?
god.
Now available on Candy Trap.
Thank you.
Like while I don't wear it, like while I don't wear a lot of like decor, I
Mm.
keep all of the Candy Trap I still wear. Like I still have it. Like it is like personal pieces like I will never get rid of. You,
Okay.
Yokai Candy, and Puvathel were some of the first collaborations that I've ever done, and I will hold on to that because I don't know, it will always be a personal part of me, and it's all part of my growing journey.
Yay!
And as one very famous video game said, because it always comes back to Sonic, live and learn. Living on the edge like tomorrow. Live and learn. Can you tell I'm a Sonic fan? Uh, and also, and also, if you are also a Sonic fan, did you check in on your child? Go check in on them. They miss you. Take them out of the kindergarten already.
Oh god.
That was so cryptic. Like, take them out of the kindergarten. Like, have you ever played Sonic Adventure 2 Battle or 2?
No, I only ever played the one I mean the one where he goes wee 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 wee.
Yeah.
You know that yeah.
Yes. So in Sonic Adventure 2, you can actually take care of the Chow, but like
Mm.
you bring them into the kindergarten and they learn like things, but people always forget them. And I'm like, go get your children. Go get your children. They're waiting for you. They finished their drum lesson. And so I always tell my friends, like,
Oh god.
did you remember to get your children? But yeah,
Hmm.
no, my TLDR, your happiness is not worth someone's comfort. It's never going to be. So you might as well be as happy as possible. And also don't hurt people.
Oh yeah.
That's gross. Like that's kind of gross.
Yeah, do no harm but take no bleep.
Yeah, do no harm but take no,
Yeah.
like, if unfortunately you gotta fight, and you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep, if you gotta do it in your baby the stars shine bright. Gosh, I can't even think of like a
If you
name
gotta
of a
if you listen, at the end of the day, we at the end of the day, if you gotta cover your baby the starshine bright in mud like Momoko, then
Yes.
so be it. It's not, because like I said, your happiness
Yes.
is not worth it. And if you have to fight for it, fight for it. And remember, it's the most punk thing you can do.
Mm. Yes. Amen. Very, very wise words. Looking forward to, because this is the last video of 2023. What are you looking forward to and excited for in 2024 in the future? What goals and dreams do you want to achieve as an artist? And what can we expect from you next?
I'm excited that I have a bunch of songs coming out. I have about songs coming out next year. That's why I've been very quiet this year. Except for like the uploads of She's Homeless. Because y'all ate that up. Y'all really wait till next year. I have a bunch of collaborations. I have a bunch more looks and fashion pieces, and the whole rebrand is gonna be crazy. If you are a fan of found footage horror, you will be a fan of this. I'm retiring a little bit of the neon portion of my brand, and instead of going like the cute, creepy, like, we're now focusing back on what I originally started as one scary and doing so, there's a bunch of new music coming. There's a bunch of collaborations. There's so much on the docket, just like ready to go. And there's more show, of course. And you said this is being posted by the end of the year, so I get to talk about this. I literally, as we are talking, I just got announced for Anime Milwaukee, and that will be in March. So please come see me in Anime
Yes.
Milwaukee. And of course, the thing that made me start DJing, the show that made me start DJing, I will be at Super MacFest this year, main stage,
Yes.
from what I've been made aware of on Friday. And I'm very excited and I hope to see you all there. And just there's more shows coming. And I think the one thing that I really want to hammer down is doing while still DJing, I also want to incorporate like singing and rapping and like actual like concerts as opposed to like sets. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I said it once on Twitter and everyone's like, we get it. You want to sing in a microphone. I'm like, I don't know the difference. But I want to do an actual like concert.
Mm.
I have something lined up and it's not like a full set, but it's a cute little moment. I have something lined up and hopefully everything goes the way that I plan. And yeah, hopefully you'll see more of me that way as well. And of course, like I said, a bunch of more cool fashion and more gurokawa and miyakawa and yamikawa and it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a very good time. And also maybe start like a cute little thing about some of my favorite horror films and like deep diving into like the horror film iceberg and my opinions about all of them because I've actually watched 90% of that iceberg.
Okay.
Because fun fact, I actually am a avid horror fan. Shocking, I know. But like I actually collect a lot of the DVDs um
Wow.
where I can at least. Um and I have a lot of opinions about horror films and some of them are not that hot takes, but others will definitely are like, hmm. But that's something I want to start like on the side where I just talk about horror films. Like it's been a huge interest because in 2024 I might retire. I might be done. At least for now.
Mm.
And I'm gonna go into my other passion, which is special effects makeup. And I've always been a fan of makeup. I've always been a fan of like gory films.
Mm.
So I want to get into prosthetic work and all that, which upcoming, like I'm gonna be very heavy handed on that as well. So and hopefully more fashion collaborations. And yeah, I am very excited about all of it. And speaking of fashion collaborations, you can currently, if I'm correct, you can still currently get my collaboration with Candy Trap now. Can they? How I sat here and promoted it. Oh gosh, is it?
So good. Well, if anybody wants to keep up with you on the socials so that they know when all of this is happening, because this is all like super, super exciting stuff,
Yeah,
where can they follow you?
and you can find me everywhere at It's Creepy. Thankfully, no one has snagged it anywhere.
Mm.
If anyone tries to say that they are me and it is not ITSCREEPP, they are lying. If the account says I have the account, I am not using it, that is more than likely me.
Mm.
Because I have one on Threads. Have one on, what was it, like Blue something?
Blue Sky?
Blue Sky. I have an account
I
on Blue
think.
Sky. I don't use them,
Mm.
but I snagged the username because impersonation is fun. I am on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere. It's creepy. It's ITSCREEPP. And sorry. I still
It
have a
had to
humor of
be
a 10-year-old.
said. It had
I
to be said.
listen, I'm sorry. I have a humor of a 10-year-old. What do you want me to do? Um and it's obviously on Spotify at Creepy, Apple Music Creepy, everywhere Creepy, and I'm very excited. And there's so much that I haven't even like told Christina, and like I'm telling you, the next year, if you are a fan of me already, like you're going to be fed and you're going to be fed well. Um, and if you guys want me to be at your anime conventions, you gotta let the cons know. Let the cons know. If you
Yes.
want Christina also as a guest, as a fashion guest, you should also let them know. So
Please.
please, if you want us in the same room,
Yes.
like it's happened before, it'll happen
Yes.
again. And so please recommend us to your cons and yeah, and subscribe to Christina, Miss Cyber Girl.
Thank you.
Follow her on TikTok and also while you're at it, you might as well also do that with me too.
Yes, yes. I'll have all of the links down in the description. So please support this icon, give them all your love and support. And just again, I'm so proud of you and everything that you have accomplished. Gosh, you have accomplished so much and you have more to accomplish. So
Yeah. So
I'm
there's some things that I'm even shocked about. Like how the
mm,
hell? I honestly I'm just like, how the hell did I get this?
mm.
And I'm like, sure. I've just stopped at this point. If the good things are happening to you, stop questioning it. Just do it. Just it's fine.
Yes. Yes. You, yes. Oh my gosh. But yes, thank you again for literally everything. For just thank you for being you. And thank you for sharing yourself, your art with everyone. We appreciate you so much. I know as artists, we can be very hard on ourselves. And especially if other people are hard on us, it hurts us even more. But yes, just thank you for everything and thank you for your time today. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Thank you for just being a wonderful friend too. So, thank you so much. I love you.
Oh, that's what you're gonna. Oh, come on, man! I was so
Ah,
close. Oh, thank you
oh, I miss you.
so
Oh my
much.
gosh.
And thank you so much for supporting me as much as you do. Like, it's actually insane. Like, we've been friends for so long. Like Christina has literally seen some of the ugliest things happen to me, and like I really appreciate it. Like that, like she understands. Like she understands this fear as much as I do, if not more, and I appreciate it. And she understands this. This is hard. Like I'd like also like ease up on us guys. Like we're trying our best here, okay? We're trying our best. But thank you so much, Christina. Like I love you so much and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that you were able to get past everything. And I don't know how much more I have to be clear like of how proud I am and that I love you very much. And like you will always have a little spot in my heart. Like you'll always be here as one of my favorite people, one of my favorite brands, and just one of my favorites, period. So I love you so much and you're doing a lot of good in the world, girl. You're showing everyone like what Harajuku and kawaii culture is, and people like Sebastian Masada would be very proud. And oh, like would be very. I know he would be very proud, as well as like just all the OGs would be very proud of you.
Thank you. Ah, thank you. That really, no, seriously, that really means a lot. And I hope one day we can all, not maybe hooked on the look reunion or like a 6%. We talked about it at some point during in 2020 while all the like online stuff was happening,
Yeah,
where like we should all go to Japan one day and have like a reunion or something. I mean,
yeah, like that would. God, that would require so much organization,
it
though. I'm
would.
like, oh, and then and then we're all just be at like 6%, but like we'll be at the bottom of the staircase. We're all just like we finally get there, and all of us are like Family Guy death pose like at the stairs, just because we're so tired.
Ah, Gosh, like thinking about it makes me tired, but it's also exciting. I honestly,
Yeah.
we should manifest this. I think
Yeah.
we should.
Oh, I will make sure that this manifestation is in the works. Like I said, 2024. I can't say much, but let's just say there are things being worked on. But seriously, thank you so much for having me after so long. And I love you very much. And thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Big heart. Oh, hi, Kylo. Okay. He just showed up. He was like, "Oh, you're done? Come on. Come on, baby."
And that's how we end the video, folks.
Thank you so much again to my sweet friend Creepy. I will have all of their links linked down below. I'd love to know your thoughts on everything we talked about today. Did you know that DJing is not just pressing play on your MacBook? Do you agree that wearing and participating in Harajuku fashion is pretty punk AF? Thank you so much for watching this video all the way through. If there's anyone that you would like for me to interview in the future, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, it'll help me out a lot if you give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I post whenever I have new videos or whenever I am heading to a new event wherever in my socials linked down below. Yeah, I'll see y'all next year in 2024 in my next video. Thank you so much for all of your love and support in 2023. There's lots to look forward to next year. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. I hope that you have a great week. Please take care and bye-bye.